Welcome back to my channel. So the Teen Mom OG episode just premiered last night, and now this video is probably going to go up a day or two late because I have a lot of things coming up that I'm going to be really busy doing. What did you guys think? This premiere, it was a 2-hour premiere. It was pretty entertaining to me, I'm not going to lie. We got to see Mackenzie speak out about, Ryan's arrest, and we got to see his parents, and we also got to see Ryan right before he got arrested again. I'm just going to go over the episode, just going to give a quick rundown and just my thoughts on it. And you guys can leave your thoughts in the comments. I read every comment, or I try to anyways. I literally, days later, I'm always going back in the comments to make sure I didn't miss anyone. It, starts off with Ryan fresh out of rehab. He done a 90-day stint in rehab. It shows him coming out of rehab. He reunites with his, with Mackenzie, and she had the baby, and he's with his parents. And, he seems like he's probably doing okay. It also shows Macy and Taylor, and I love Macy and Taylor. I feel like they do a awesome job with Bentley and the situation that they are in. They try to explain things to Bentley as well as possible without downing his dad. When Macy had to tell Bentley that Ryan had gotten arrested again, she said that she was sure to let Bentley know that his dad still loved him. So I thought that was really awesome of her. And just the way they handle it is just awesome. So it also shows Macy going and talking to a counselor about how to handle the situation because Ryan did want to speak to her. When Ryan come out of rehab, there was still a restraining order in place, and that restraining order is a 2-year restraining order. So Mackenzie reached out to Macy just basically saying, Ryan, wants to meet with you, and Macy didn't know how she felt about that, so she did go speak with a counselor about that. So Macy did say, afterwards that she did decide to meet up with Ryan, but right as she decided to meet up with Ryan, he got arrested again. Now, Ryan, fresh out of rehab, him and Mackenzie go out to eat, and he orders a steak and a beer, and Ryan realized after he ordered the beer that possibly it wasn't a good look for him. He even asked Mackenzie, what, not a good look? Because when he said a Bud Light, when he told that waiter a Bud Light, the look on Mackenzie's face was not a happy look, so he realized pretty quickly, what, is that not a good look for me? And she says, no, it's not. But he goes ahead and he orders his beer anyways, and it shows him, a little bit later in the clip drinking his beer. So that threw a red flag for me, and I felt like you were just coming out of rehab. It kind of reminded me of, last time when he come out of rehab, right as he goes to his parents' house, they're sitting around a bonfire drinking a beer, and he's drinking a beer, and it's just like, you got to be so committed to your recovery that you don't want to drink a beer either because it just could lead to something else. So immediate red flag. Only, he drinks that beer, and then apparently not too long later, he is in a bar on a Wednesday afternoon drinking $36 worth of beer, and he skips out on the bar tab. Macy actually said, I don't know what he was doing in a bar. He could have been spending time with his kids, and I agree 1,000% with Macy. You are a recovering addict. For you to be in a bar on a Wednesday afternoon drinking $36 worth of beer, that is not a good idea for you. Surely he had the money. I mean, we see him and Mackenzie going out to eat, eating steaks, and later on in the episode, we see Mackenzie and her friend eating out. So I'm like, surely it wasn't that he didn't have the money, right? What possessed him to skip out on a bar tab? Not only that, he knows he's on probation. You're on probation, you're drinking, and then you skip out on a bar tab. You know the consequences of that. So for everyone that wants to say he's a grown man, he can drink alcohol, I agree 100%. He can, but he's got to face the consequences of whatever happens because of his choices. So, and he made some pretty bad choices that day, and it landed his butt behind jail for 90 days. So, Caitlin and Tyler are about to move back in with each other. At the end of last season, they were about to have their 30-day separation period, and that was basically Tyler's idea. Tyler seemed so overwhelmed season. I felt so sorry for him. And I kind of feel like there's only so much you can take when you're constantly helping other people and you're constantly giving to other people. At some point, you're going to break. And I think that Tyler was on the verge of that, and that's why he needed to take time for himself. And they are, coming right back from that separation. And it seemed like it done them both really well. Kate does say that she feels so much better parenting Nova. She feels like she is able to parent Nova by herself, and she feels that it empowers her to raise Nova by herself. That's what Kate finally figured out, is that she is strong enough to do that without Tyler. So if Tyler come back to her after those 30 days and said, hey, you know what, I want a divorce, she was, she knew that she would have been able to tend to Nova herself. And I don't think she knew that beforehand, because we've seen in all the previous seasons that Tyler was the main one tending to Nova. And I think this 30-day separation worked out really well for them. I know Tyler got a lot of hate because of it, and I thought it was good for him. I thought he needed it. It seems like they are both in a much better place now from last season. Also, Tyler goes to visit Butch, and I love Butch. I'm such a fan of Butch. So Butch is out of rehab. He had went to a facility in Texas after he done his stint in rehab. He went to a sober living house, and then after that, he met a girlfriend, and he is living with his girlfriend, and her name is Caroline, I believe they said. But I do know that Kate and Tyler's sister Amber have had some issues with her just not too long ago. Apparently, Amber had opened up about, dealing with some sexual abuse from her mother's ex-boyfriend when she was growing up. And Carolyn had some words to say about that. And it caused a really big ruckus between Kate and Caroline. And I know Kate said that if she was to see her, she would, tear Caroline a new one because of the things that Caroline said about Amber, Tyler's sister. So there are some issues with them, but before all these issues broke out, they were filming Butch at Caroline's house, and Amber was there, and let me say, Amber looks amazing. Doesn't she, y'all? Like, if you go back and look at her last season, right before she went into rehab, she looked not well. And after rehab, she looks beautiful. She looks healthy. And then we find out that she is actually helping other people. And they talk about the fact that Butch is using marijuana maintenance. I really didn't like that. You could tell that Tyler didn't like it. And when he spoke with Kate, she didn't like it either. And Amber really did not like it. And Amber basically said, this could lead to you getting back on drugs. This could lead to you drinking. This could lead to you getting back on drugs. So they were not happy about that. We did find out later on that Butch did, in fact, relapse. Tyler did say that Butch was in the middle of a relapse. So that really hurts my heart for Butch, because he had actually made it 1 year sober. And I think this is basically the longest he has been sober, like in Tyler's life. So the fact that he made it that 1 year and then he messed up, I really hate that, and I hope he can get it, back together and he can get sober again. This episode with Amber, it was really tough for me. I felt really bad. She talked about the fact that she was thinking about quitting the show because she dealt with so much hate because of her mental illness. And people that do not suffer from mental illness do not really understand it to the full extent. It really breaks my heart to see everything that, Amber had went through when she was suffering so bad. Also, she said in the show when she was talking to her cousin that used to she would read all these negative and mean comments on Twitter and Instagram, but now as soon as she reads it, if she reads one line and it's hate, she just hits the block button, and that's what she's going to have to do, because that is just the world that we live in today. There's so much negativity, and for me, I hope that she can get in a good place and raise her sweet little baby. Her husband that looks just like Elvis Presley right before he died, in my opinion. I love Andrew. I think Andrew is really great for Amber. Sometimes you see Amber snap at Andrew, and Andrew knows just, you know what? Okay, that's it. I'm not going to argue with her. Whereas, like, Matt would kind of argue with her and just egg her on some, So I think she has an awesome guy in Andrew, and I hope, that her mental illness doesn't cause issues between them. I think it's awesome that he's going to counseling with her so he can better understand it. Because like I said, a lot of people don't. And it can actually cause a lot of issues in relationships when your spouse don't understand what you're going through. Also, Cheyenne and what's his name? Corey. That's his name. So I went blank for a second. Cheyenne and Corey. Last season, she had just broke up with her boyfriend and Corey was single. So they were kind of messing around. And a lot of people root for Corey and Cheyenne, and I always have too. I'm like, you can tell they care so much about each other. They get along so great. Like, they would be a bomb couple. They're both beautiful, you know. So why won't they be together? But now I don't really root for them as much, because I feel like the fact that Corey continues to say he's not ready to settle down, but he's always messing with other women. I think Cheyenne's better than that, and she can move on and she can find her a guy that wants to be with her. You can tell that she really cares about Corey, though. When Corey tells her that he is with Taylor, she was not happy about it. She did not want, you know, the baby to be around Taylor. And as a mother, I can understand that as well. But I really feel like the reason Cheyenne was feeling that way, it was more because her feelings was hurt about the idea of him being in a relationship and being with Taylor. I don't really feel like it was really that she really cared that much, other than for maybe that reason. But I feel like she will get used to the idea. She will get used to the idea that he is with someone. We also see that Ryder was put in the hospital on this episode. Corey and Taylor was off on vacation. You know, Cheyenne was not well with the fact that he did not, you know, come right in. And I can understand that. If any of my children get put in the hospital and I contact their dad, you know, I would want their dad to get there as soon as possible. I think the little baby stayed in the hospital a couple of days. So he actually makes it out like he got there as soon as possible. She makes it out like he didn't. So, you know, I don't know. I just hope him dating Taylor doesn't cause too many problems between their co-parenting, because they were co-parenting so well before he got with Taylor. And that's what, you know, Ryder needs. Ryder needs to see them getting along great, just like they were before he got with Taylor. Do you think that Cheyenne should allow Ryder to be around Taylor? Do you think she should give it some more time? In my opinion, I think the reason she is having such a hard time with it, is because she cares so much for Corey still. But I'm still not saying she should just go ahead and let the baby go hang out with Taylor. I think she should give it time, just to make sure that this is serious between Corey and Taylor, because she really got to put her feelings aside, you know, for why she's not allowing it to happen, if that is why she's not allowing it to happen. And in my opinion, I think that's probably one of the main reasons, because we've seen her face when he told her that he was talking to Taylor. You could see the hurt on her face, because she obviously still cares about him. So do you think that, you know, she should let Ryder hang out with Corey and Taylor? Do you think she shouldn't? Also, we have to remember that Zach lived with them and was around Ryder a lot. And Corey didn't say anything about that. He was cool with it. So what did you guys think about the fact that Ryan got arrested for skipping out on a $36 bar tab? Do you guys agree that he shouldn't have been there? Because I completely agree with Macy. He should not have been in no bar on a Wednesday evening drinking $36 worth of alcohol. Do you think that was okay for him, because that's not his drug of choice? Do you think he shouldn't have been doing it? So what do you guys think about this season? I think it's going to be an entertaining season. I'm anxious to see what goes on. Not that we don't know about some of the situations that have happened, because it's always out in the media. What do you guys think? Let me know your comments. If you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that now. Like the video, because it really helps my channel, you guys. And yeah, just tell me what you think about the season premiere of Teen Mom OG. And until next time, you guys, bye-bye.